The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine, podcast, and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Today I have the privilege of connecting with Kate Codrington, one of our amazing contributors. Kate is a mentor, author, speaker, facilitator, artist, and podcaster. She is the author of Second Spring and the Perimenopause Journal. Kate mentors professionals and people in perimenopause and beyond, one-to-one and in groups, and is a nature-based yoga nidra meditation guide, the host of Life and Inside Job podcast, and has been a therapist for over 30 years. Welcome, Kate. What a resume.
Well, I've been at it a while. I've had some time.
Yes, it's so beautiful to connect with you. I'm so excited to talk about today's subject because it's something really near and dear to my heart. We are going to explore the deep relationship with yourself, which is not only the theme for our May full moon issue, but also the title of your front cover article. And the reason this is so near and dear to my heart is because I believe the relationship with yourself is the most important one you'll ever have. And in your article, you talk about how the journey of developing this deep relationship with yourself can be quite a process, and often it unfolds over time. You sometimes describe that we can become first kind of civilized by societal standards and then later must undo all of this conditioning that we've had in order to reconnect to our authentic being. And so I'd love to kind of start out with two things, maybe helping people identify what the difference is between self and identity, and then also kind of going into perhaps what the role our culture and society pressures play in helping disconnect us from ourselves.
Not much then. Just
a quick intro.
A quick resume in the short time we have. Well, let me start with this is not a self-improvement project. So much of the wellness industry, as we've already mentioned, heaps on more stuff on our to-do list, and by implication makes us feel bad or that we're failing if we're not doing. So wherever you are in your life, we're always moving towards our deep self. That's the nature of life, that we are always being moved towards it, no matter what. So it's all there. So you're good. You know, you can tick that one off your list for today. You're great. The difficulty is that our culture kind of moves us in the opposite direction, away from ourselves, particularly if we're socialized as female. You know, as a girl, we're brought up to be lovable and get approval if we are very nice and compliant and kind and helpful, if we center other people's needs before our own. And while we're doing that, and I'll be 60 this year, but for Gen Xers, they have all that, plus the obligation to be really successful and be a breadwinner and look amazing. And, there's a whole lot of other stuff to do as well. And all of this moves us away from ourselves. It takes us into performing success. I've got air quotes. Are we on video? I don't know. I'm doing air quotes. Performative success.
Yes.
And that necessarily leads towards more exhaustion, burnout, less creativity, ironically, it makes us less able to serve others.
Yeah. It's funny that you say less able to serve others because I feel like in your article you really dive deeply into how we almost need to lose ourselves first in order to find ourselves. And I feel like, just me personally, I've lost myself many times in serving others. And so I have to find my way back to my sense of self and kind of
Mm.
redefining my identity, not just a mother or a wife or a business owner, but who am I as a person, right? So why do you think we often need to perhaps lose ourselves in order to find ourselves again?
Well, it's part of the process. It's a marker. It's a marker of, oh, well, not this. It's a marker of, well, if I'm now lost, then where do I go next? So I mean, pre-digitally, aeroplanes were always correcting themselves. The pilot had to constantly correct. They were constantly on the wrong course and were constantly reconnecting. That's the nature of being human, that we have to lose ourselves. And in that loss, which I don't want to make it pretty, I don't want to make it sort of bypass the difficulty of it, because it's really hard. It's really hard and messy and ugly when we lose ourselves. But that is the nexus of creation. That nowhere is where the somewhere starts from. That sounds a bit mystical, but let's ground it in something practical. If I'm lost in my work, everything's a mess. My work relationships are all breaking down, and I've lost my passion for it. Then the it feels awful and it feels like a catastrophe. But the requirement is that I step away from from the catastrophe to get a little bit of space so that I can see what's going on and what is not serving me in that. And go, oh yes, well there's that pattern with that person that reminds me of the toxicity I had with my mum. And here's this, and actually the money has to be enough, but I'm not ambitious for this big thing there. I don't need a heated swimming pool in my life. That's not how I want to define myself. So let's not go there. And maybe I just need something, maybe the connection with my colleagues is the most important thing. And working as a team and collaborating, and that's okay. So then we can course redirect. But if we were bumbling along and everything was fine and we were building our heated swimming pool, then then we'd never know. We'd miss the fact that actually connection is what really lights us up.
Mm. I love that you say that we might miss something because you talk about in your article how perimenopause can be the key portal to the self and a transformational time. And as a woman going through perimenopause and definitely identifying with it being a portal and a great awakening, if you will, why do you feel that it is this particular time in a woman's journey that she's broken open so much?
Oh, well, you're in a sense, perimenopause is a portal to yourself, to your deep self. It's a time when we're more sensitive and our values and our core beliefs and our truth is more accessible to us, which is why it's so damn uncomfortable, really, because we feel the need to realign really strongly, and life often conspires to keep us from it. So those listening who are in perimenopause, firstly, and you definitely, Nicole, at this time in the morning, this interview, you're doing great. You know, you're winning. If it's messy and you're feeling the pull of these conflicts, then you're absolutely on message and you're right on cue. And if you can possibly give yourself a bit more space to notice what is important to you and validate your feelings and validate your needs, that's what's required. And that will lead you through.
Yeah, yeah, and you talk about this giving more space, right? And we're always on autopilot. And I want to give our audience 9 practical ways that you shared in your article of how you can deepen your relationship very easily. And I love the first one. Number 1, time alone. How often are we not doing that, especially as women, right? We've always got somebody tugging at us. Number 2, body awareness, which we're going to be going through some amazing things later, so stay tuned. Number 3, cycle tracking, which the Perimenopause Journal is amazing for cycle tracking. I have it myself. It's wonderful if you need to track some symptoms. It's so simple, and I am neurodivergent. So anyone who is neurodivergent, it's so easy for you if you can't stick with a journal. Number 4, perimenopause wisdom, which I think we're going to get more into that in a little bit. Number 5, values clarification. Number 6, addressing the inner critic. Oh, our minds wander so much. Number 7, nurturing compassion. Number 8, embracing the inner world. And number 9, finding supportive communities. And I think that when we have some of these tools, and not all of them are going to resonate with everyone, maybe 1 or 2 will resonate with somebody. The one that resonated with me the most was this perimenopause wisdom. So maybe perhaps we can go into that a little bit. Is you find the thing that works for you. And the other day I rearranged my office because I was like, I need just a space to sit down every 2 or 3 minutes and just do some breath work. And so I did that. And that is my time alone. And we often feel so guilty for that. So, what perimenopausal wisdom do you think comes when we do connect in with one of these 9 things?
I think we feel the strength of our emotions. A lot of people talk about the difficulty of feeling rage and feeling anger. And I would reframe that as feeling your power. If you were, for cis men, when that anger, that drive, that forcefulness is called assertion, is called direction, is called leadership, is called power. But because of the way we're socialized, we tend to suppress it and feel it's not okay, and then it leaks out in a kind of in a kind of messy way. But actually, it leads to connection. It leads to making clear boundaries. It leads to so much good stuff. You know,
Yeah.
positive aggression is so important and so helpful, and we fear it. We fear it because it goes against all the niceness and kindness and all the stuff that we've been taught is makes us lovable and acceptable. It's huge. It's huge.
Are you ready to be part of the movement of guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves? Are you a woman who trusts her inner voice and is stepping into her power? Then subscribe to Sovereign Magazine, podcast, and community, where you can become part of our global community because your journey to empowerment starts here. This is going to lead us so beautifully into our special segment that we have now called Steps to Your Sovereign Self. But you give women in particular permission to connect with themselves deeply through something called Yoga Nidra. And for anyone who doesn't know about it, perhaps you can share what Yoga Nidra is. And she is going to take you on a little journey. So we're going to give you permission to connect with yourself deeply and however that feels aligned to you, no matter where you are. And she's going to share more about how she actually helps women through rage, through anger, through perimenopause.
Mm. Well, yoga nidra is a kind of guided meditation. And it's a little bit like being tucked up as a child and being read a story while you drift off. It's a very gentle and permissive and trauma friendly way of relaxing. And you ideally, you would be lying down. I expect for most people listening, ideally they prefer to be lying down right now. I confess, I've just got up. It's midday here, where I am, where we're recording, and I've just been lying down having a mid morning yoga nidra. It's one of the practices that I use at least twice a day, nearly every day. So it's a wonderful way of resting. And the practice that I have for you today is to connect with your deep self. And you can be, ideally, you would be lying down, but if you're sitting, that's fine. And really, if you're in any kind of space where you're moving around, you're going for a walk, maybe you're listening to this podcast, or when you're out and about going for a walk, you can use it then, and it will still have resonance for you. My first invitation is for you to check your notifications and turn them off so that wherever you are, can have 10 minutes uninterrupted time. So just have a look at your device and turn your notifications off. And while you're doing that, you can congratulate yourself on giving this time for yourself. It's not a small thing, it's a huge gift that you give yourself 10 minutes for yourself. And if you're sitting, let yourself settle and be comfortable. And feel the support of the cushions underneath you, underneath your bum, your thighs. Hopefully, there'll be something behind your back to support you, some softness, so that you can lean into the support around you. Let your arms fall naturally in a comfortable position. And then bring your attention to the tickle of hair around your face, your neck, the texture of fabric, the collar around your neck or throat. And around your cuffs at your wrists. And feeling into feet, feeling texture of floor beneath you, or socks, shoes. Feeling the support of texture around you, texture at your back, texture on the torso. Feeling the support of breath. Notice how, as you breathe in, the belly expands a little. And as you breathe out, it falls back. And there's no need to change your breath, make it different. We're going to take a journey around the body now, bringing kindness. And as I mentioned, different parts of the body, you can repeat in your mind kindness, or you can notice that part of your body. You can ignore my words If they don't suit you, you could bring light. You have full permission to do this in your own way. So bringing kindness first to the top lip. Kindness in the top lip, moving through the whole of the head. Moving through the forehead and temples, and jaws and the back of the head, and the ears, and the eyes. A whole head full of kindness. And kindness landing in the center of the right palm and the center of the left palm. And noticing how this kindness moves through the whole of the hand on the left and right, and the fingers and the thumbs. And through the whole of the right arm and shoulder. Right arm and shoulder filled with kindness. And kindness filling the whole of the left arm and shoulder. Both arms and shoulders and hands filled with kindness. And coming to the heart and letting the heart fill with kindness. The back of the heart and the front of the heart. Kindness pulsing in the heart to fill the whole of the torso. The left side of the ribs and the right side of the ribs. The back of the ribs on both sides. Kindness in the belly. Kindness in the pelvic bowl. Whole torso filled with kindness. And kindness in the thighs, the left thigh and right, filling the whole of the legs, both knees and shins, and calves on both sides, and ankles, and feet, the top of the feet and the soles of the feet, and all 10 toes, both legs filled with kindness. Whole body filled with kindness, the whole body, from the crown of the head to the littlest toes. And then coming to a place of not knowing in the body, unknown, that might be numb, or a sense of confusion, or fog. Feeling a sense of not knowing, being curious to explore the possibility of not knowing in the body. And then letting that go and coming to a place of deep knowing, a place of solidity, wisdom. Might be more sensation, might be fizzing, place of knowing. And then combining the two together. What an impossible experiment to be both not knowing and knowing, both at the same time. Just for a moment. And then letting that go. And bringing your attention to settle on a place of wisdom. So that might be the heart, perhaps belly, perhaps pelvis. Noticing where you feel most safe and comfortable to bring your attention. That would be a great guide. Bringing your attention to where you feel most safe and comfortable. Just for this moment, this precious moment, noticing how it is to be in this space of wisdom. In your curiosity, this wisdom that will bring you closer and closer to your deep self. Knowing that you can return here at any time. And if you'd like to, you can bring light, golden light into this space. And drop anything here that you don't need in your life. It can be dropped in. And then letting that go, coming back to the breath and noticing that you are breathing. Feeling the rise of the belly as you breathe in and the soft release as you breathe out. And coming back again to the sense of texture around you, perhaps socks or shoes on your feet. Texture of clothes on legs, texture on torso, cuffs, sleeves, the place where your hands rest, around your neck, collar, tickle of hair perhaps, and the feeling of support from the chair, the cushions underneath you, the support around you, behind your back, under your bum, under your legs, your feet. And once again, congratulating yourself on giving yourself this time. And finding some movement in your fingers and toes as you come back softly and gently towards the here and now. Just coming back really softly into the present.
Wow. What a great way to start my day. This is so amazing. And, I want to share with the audience that you do this very often, oftentimes live as well. So, all the details for finding Kate are in our show notes. So, don't you worry, you'll be able to connect with her and find her books as well. She's also in our community, Sovereign Community. So, community.sovereign-magazine.com. As you can tell, I'm sleepy because I did that meditation with all of you. So I really hope that you connect with Kate. And thank you so much for being with us today, Kate. And I just appreciate you on so many levels.
Thank you, Nicole. It was wonderful. And yeah, I'm a bit wiped out too. Because delivering Yoga Nidra, I get the benefits as well.
Yeah, I wish you could see both of us. It looks like we've been drinking. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.